and Iowa at home. Like, those are games that you
Get on a
can
run.
win. And if you get hot, again, you've seen it. Just momentum can do wonders.
Oh, yeah.
Or like they're seeing the other end of it right now, where it doesn't seem like they're going to win another game on their schedule. A couple wins changes the narrative. It rebuilds that confidence to where it was earlier in the year, and then suddenly you're looking at the back half of that schedule a little differently.
Then you have Michigan State guys who could run away with this thing. They're 7-0, and they're heavy favorites in their next 4. They could be 11-0.
They're good.
Michigan State could be at 11-0 in this league. So it just, it's so, the margin is not much, but Tom Izzo seems to be on the right side of that right now. But all right, well, lots of basketball coverage from Robin here over the weekend as Nebraska will be at Wisconsin. Follow him for all that work out here, and make sure you stay at huskeronline.com as we'll keep you up to date with all of the latest in recruiting, as well as the coaching search and other headlines and news out there. For Steve Sipple, Robin Washut, I'm Sean Callahan.
Thanks again for joining us this week on Husker Online, your authority on Nebraska athletics.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys. You'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer, invites you to their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney on February 5th and 6th. This hands-on event offers expert training on John Deere and Hagie sprayers, covering topics such as machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and exact apply technology. New this year, classes on autonomy preparation, see and spray, and variable rate operation. Don't miss this opportunity, February 5th and 6th in Kearney. Learn more at landmarkimp.com/events.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into the LIBA Business Hour, sponsored by Nats to Tasseling, highlighting local independent businesses in and around Lincoln on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, LIBA Executive Director Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish.
And good morning. You're listening to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket. It's a, well, I wouldn't say beautiful Saturday morning, but it was better than last week, wasn't it?
Hey, the sun's out and I'm breathing. It's above -9.
That's right.
So, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it for sure.
Travis actually busted out a jacket last week, and that's pretty rare. That's pretty rare in this town.
Cleveland blood
I
in you
know.
yet, right? Unless there's 12 feet of snow, you're not going to wear a coat.
Well, it's funny because I've always told people I don't feel it like most people must feel it. And my dad always said, well, where there's no sense, there's no feeling. So that's kind of what we always went by. So crazy.
Yeah, that fits. I mean, that's your dad for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, our guest this week is Bo Jones. He owns True Built Construction. So thanks for coming in and talking to us today.
You bet. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. So now let's just kind of roll back to the beginning. Where'd you grow up? Where are you from? How did you get to get into construction?
Yeah, Lincoln native, East High guy, and went to UNL. Got a degree in business administration, and while I was in school doing the business degree, was waiting tables at the Terrace Grill at the time. It was the old restaurant in the Cornhusker Hotel, and had a gentleman came in and kept asking questions. What are you doing tonight? What are you doing next week? What are you doing over the weekend? And come to find out, he had 100 rental properties.
Okay.
And we just got tied up with him, and we were his go-to guy for flooring and kitchen remodels and window replacements and roofing. And and that's been 26 years ago. So
Wow.
we've just grown since then, and the projects that we're taking on now are big and impressive and fancy. And we're working on our single biggest project ever. It's a $110 million multifamily project down off of 40th and Yankee Hill.
Whoa.
Nice.
That's big time.
Yeah,
over by Chateau has some stuff going on there.
we're just north of the Southwood Lutheran Church there.
Okay. Yeah.
Ah,
Gosh.
perfect. In between that and that medical facility that's there.
You know, that road was
Nice.
closed for so long. And then I finally drove down the other day, this was about a month or so ago. And I felt like I was in a whole new city because I was so used to driving that, living in Panama. I used to take 40th quite a bit.
all
And
the
it
way
was
down to
just,
Saltillo.
and I remember when they put the church in there, I'm like, why the heck did they put this church way the
Further
heck
down.
out here?
Well, Samson has a ton of lots south of that church.
Does he?
And you know, in stages of development, but there's going to be a lot of, that's huge. And the cancer center's there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna
And
be big.
5,000 roundabouts because, we're in Lincoln, right?
Oh God, I know. It's like I have to take motion sickness pills to go down Yankee Hill Road anymore. It's like, you want to go to Grandview to look for a house? Okay, get a helicopter.
Yeah,
Just sit
great
back.
idea. Great idea. So, starting out in rentals, that's a heck of a way to start in construction because you got to learn absolutely everything.
Absolutely.
From fixing holes in drywall to unplugging toilets to electrical. I mean, you name it.
Well, it was even more than that. So that was back in the day when you could go down to the courthouse and buy the fix it and flip properties, and
Right.
you're buying houses for $25,000 and you had no idea what you were getting into.
Oh yeah.
And we walked into some hoarding situations, and
Oh.
the worst of the worst, and we were the ones that got to go in and gut it and make it look good again. So yeah,
Wow.
we went through a lot.
Yeah. I
was,
remember. Oh, go ahead.
I was in a hoarder house where the gentleman had lived there 7 years and wanted to list his house. So I go out to meet him. He's standing in front of his garage door, and there's 2 garbage cans there, which at the time I didn't know how pristine they were. Notice how pristine they were. But after a while, I'm like, well, I have to go in the house. I have to go in. Actually, a townhome, which makes it even worse. Finally, he's like, well, I haven't really thrown anything away in 7 years. And I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be a hoarder situation. Literally, when we opened the door, the guy in 7 years had never taken anything out that he brought in. Food. It's like 4 feet high places, solid, deep.
Wow.
I'm like, how do you live there? So I know what you mean. Sometimes buying these houses, people are like, well, you can, it's foreclosure. You can't go in and see it, but it's going to be, and it's like, be careful what you wish for.
Well, see, to me, those are dollar signs, right? Because when I look at that, if you ever find one of those, call me. And for those of you out there, especially young people who are looking for your first home, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, it
because
works. It can work.
When there's 3 feet of crap on the floor, floors are in good shape because nothing can get to the dang floors, right?
The price goes down and down and down for buying it.
Most people can't look past a mess.
Right.
They just can't. I've walked through so many properties and they see a mess on the floor and they go, oh my God, I couldn't live here. Well, the crap's going to be gone by the time you move in,
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
So when you started, so you basically, the guy you work for, he went down to the courthouse and he bought those. I've never had luck, by the way, buying one thing at the courthouse, not one. There must be a trick to it, but so he would just go, okay, Bo, 101 South whatever street, and get to it.
Yeah, and he would actually show up and he'd have all the materials and all the tools there for us. We were in college. We didn't have anything. We showed up in cars with no tools, and we were just as grunts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's so I started my son that way, he's an electrician now, but he's 21. And man, I started him when I bought a house that was maybe a block from my house that was in foreclosure, and bought it from the bank. And I just didn't want someone to buy a $35,000 house and live in it, right, without fixing it up and making it something nice. So when he was 6, he was down there with a shovel, scooping stuff, pulling carpet.
Learning.
Yeah. What a great
So what's
experience.
the progression from college to where you are today?
Slow and steady.
Yeah.
Hit every rung on the way. We were
That's
doing
the way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, we were doing our own framing for a while, and we poured concrete, and there's not much that we haven't done on a house. And then working into the commercial projects then becomes more specialized with subcontractors, and you just start to build your team. And some of our subcontractors that we still use to this day were with us day one, 26 years
I
ago.
love that. Yeah.
So tell us the process when you go from, you know what, I'm doing this for this guy. Did you start buying your own houses? and build your own team from there, or?
Eventually, he coached us through buying our first rental property.
Okay.
It was a house on 2949 South Street, and it was actually zoned. It was an old drug house, meth lab type house, and it was zoned for a duplex. And as soon as we tore the house down, the neighborhood got together and said single family only. So here we had a really expensive lot,
Thank you.
big hole, no house, and so we had to
No
build
duplex.
a big single family house, and sat on that one for a while. Just recently sold it, and it turned out fine. But
Yeah.
just kind of slowly got into it starting in 2004, and we continued to build on it.
That's fantastic. So when you started, that was in 2004 when you started working in?
No, the first rental property was 2004. We started in 99 on doing the handyman and construction stuff.
Okay. And then take us through the process of going and starting to buy properties. Did you turn them into rentals? Did you flip them? What was your?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So
Yeah,
we've
that's
done the residential rehabs over up by East Campus, and built some townhomes up north, and eventually sold those to roll them into the next. We've done some commercial new strip buildings that we've moved, and 84th and Highway 2 down there where the Nebraska Realty building and all that is. That was our development. We developed all those lots, and just recently, last week, sold our last lot down there. So a little bit of everything. The apartment complex is our big projects.
Okay.
So fun to be part of those. And just slow and steady. The real estate game, you do not jump in and go. So
No,
work your way up.
you don't.
Yeah, so I have associate that I know that kind of did that, kind of the jump in, and I'm gonna just go right to the top because I've read Think and Grow Rich and How to Win Friends and Influence People
Right.
and whatever. And I described it. And I said, dude, it's like you're up here on this way up high on this cloud, and it takes 25 steps to get there, and you need to do each step in order to be successful when you get here.
Yeah.
And you didn't listen. 4 years in now, it's just a nightmare wreck. And it's just because it just sounded so easy.
Right.
Just hire everybody to do all the stuff for you, make money off other people's money and other people's work. And that doesn't work. So I love the fact where you started at the bottom and worked all the way up and learned everything along the way. That's who you want to build your house, by the way, people.
Yes,
or your
exactly.
commercial property or anything like that, because they've done all of the hard work to get there.
Yeah,
And
they know
every
all the
step of
things
it.
that have to go into building or fixing or rehabbing a property. You know, the thing that when I sit down and I buy a house, I right at the bottom, I go through and I make a list of absolutely everything that I need to change and fix. And then at the very bottom, I add 30% to it, because I know as soon as I open that wall, there's going to be a weird pipe or electrical or knob and spool or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be a mess, and you need somebody who has gone through all that so that they can help you avoid, or fix and understand.
I remember telling my friend, I said, anybody can supervise a sub, right? I can go supervise a sub.
Right.
I don't know what they're supposed to be doing per se, or
they were here.
how to do it.
They showed up at 8.
Them and they were hammering something, But that's the key. When you've done it, you know what you're looking for when you have subs. So I'm sure that's incredibly helpful for you now as a company.
It is. And the real estate game over the last 25 years has been somewhat easy in the sense that the interest rates were low, and for all intents and purposes, declining for the last 25 years up to the last couple of years. So a lot of people had the opportunity that a couple, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 years into the project, they could refinance it, take cash out, and go move on to the next one, and it didn't change the payment.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening now is you have all these projects out there that have some equity built into it, but you don't dare refinance it.
Right.
Because if you're on a 2 or a 3 or a 4% loan, and now you're looking at a 6 or 7 or 8% loan, it does not work on the bottom line for the numbers. So things are changing. It's not as easy to get into real estate as it once was because of interest rates.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Interest rates are a killer, and it's still pretty good. That's the thing I tell people all the time. I go, it's not great, but we're so in this euphoria, drunk or high or whatever you want to call it, because I committed the cardinal sin, which I always call the cardinal sin, is taking cash out on a piece of real estate. For me, you never do that. But then at some point you're going, okay, well, my house is worth 400. I owe 110 on it, and I can get 15 years at 2.5%. So I can pull out a whole lot of equity. Now you reinvest that equity in another house. You don't go on vacation, people. And so I did that, but yeah, I knew we'd never see those interest rates again.
Well, NAR was saying something like 20-25% of realtors will be gone in the next year or two, just because it's hard now.
Yeah.
Now you just really have to work at it. I mean, before you put the sign in the yard and sat in your car.
Yeah.
20 minutes later, sold.
Yeah.
12 offers. I
think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. We have so many people out there where don't understand real estate, and everybody has a cousin that's a real estate agent, right? Uncle Frank is a real estate agent. Well, what does he do? He's not a real estate agent. He works at school, or he's a whatever. I think it's going to be good that we start thinning out, because you need those professional real estate agents, because I know I've had friends and family who've got bad guidance from a bad real estate agent and ended up overpaying for a house.
Yeah.
Didn't know what to look for.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a wonderful thing. Now, if we get back to 2%,
wouldn't that be nice?
Oh my gosh, that'd be a dream.
I know I brought this up on the show before, but my first house in 1981 that I purchased from my grandparents, I was so excited, $27,000, but the interest rates had just come down. Everybody was rejoicing. So I got it for 17.1%.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Right. And you tell people that today and they're like, what? Did any homes move? I'm like, yeah, people were people are always going to move, that's going to happen. But yeah, that's crazy, right? So
you were putting down singles of dollars every month on your.
Actually, I rented out all the rooms and never paid my own mortgage for 9 years. So it wasn't really expensive for me.
Oh my goodness! So now, when you got into doing real estate, now you started building your own crew. Now, do you still do residential? Do you do very much of it, or?
We're pretty selective on the residential projects that we do. They're all high end.
Okay.
Big remodels, big new houses, some very high end kitchen stuff. So we've got a select group of clients that we will always take care of. They've been very good to us over the years, and we will always have their back. But yeah, we're not building 40 houses in a row that all look the same, and trying to sell them as spec homes.
So tell me about the progression, because I would imagine when you first hung out your shingle, you want an 800 square foot house? You got it. Where are we building it? So how did you get from there?
Just head down. We assembled a great team. We've got some of the best carpenters in the city of Lincoln. And when we go in and do something, it's done right.
Oh, wow. So how many employees do you have?
I think 22 right now.
Okay. That's a pretty good size. It probably feels like 122.
When you have to match that 7.65 on payroll.
Oh,
it probably does seem like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Great team. I cannot say enough good things about our team.
That's awesome.
They just make it look easy.
Yeah.
We're a fine-tuned machine. They go out and they do what they're supposed to do. Good team.
Very good.
I've always loved, over my lifespan, working for somebody that started at the ground level and worked their way up in whatever business it was, because there's just a lot of respect in that, right? For anybody working for you. It's not like you're telling them and instructing them to do something you don't know how to do yourself, or that you wouldn't do yourself. That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And you seem like a nice guy, regardless of what Travis said. So, on top of everything.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
It's funny because I slowly start bringing in. My son has a couple of friends who want to get into real estate, and I'm coaching them, mentoring them, teaching them how to, even if they only just buy their own, how to start planning and building. And I remember I brought my son's first friend in, and I said, "Hey, congratulations, Alex." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "You're no longer the lowest guy on the totem pole here. You have experience. You get to boss somebody else around because you know what I'm looking for." So,
that is great. What's your favorite thing about construction? What do you like most?
The 3D completion. We get to walk away every day and see something that happened.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
I'm not just sitting behind a desk pushing papers around. I can drive by the projects 10 years down the road and be proud of what we've done. So, just the sense of completion, the sense of pride. We have that in the construction industry. A lot of industries don't have that.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, some of the buildings, like everything that I have, for me, we take it down to the studs, right? Because I'm building something for generational ownership. I want to make sure that my great grandkids are going to get this house and keep it as a rental and know the electrical is done right. The
bones
plumbing
are
is done.
good.
Yeah, the bones are good. And but I buy the crappiest house in the neighborhood. If I can find something like we were talking, if I can find a hoarder house, game on, man. I am all over this thing. But I love taking pictures of everything from the beginning to the end. And I will sit there and just kind of scroll through and go, oh my gosh, I forgot how bad this house was. It was terrible.
One thing that photos don't show is odor.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
So some of those hoarding
buddy.
situations or pets that litter boxes never got emptied. That's one thing to overcome.
Yeah.
And it's sad to think how many people live in that.
Yep.
And
Right.
it's a norm to them.
Yeah.
I mean, so my real estate team lead, she bought a house that was a hoarder house. But after getting in, she started realizing things like the water had been shut off for 2 years. So just think about that.
Oh.
This person had a professional job,
Mhm.
went to work every day, where they bathed or whatever. I don't know. But the things you see, and you just think people lived in that. Or people say, what's your most, because I had another business for 40 years. I've only been a realtor for 4 years in May. And they'll say, what's your favorite thing about real estate? And I'll tell them, which is people. I love working with people. And then what were you most surprised about? I go, well, there's a lot of things, but probably the biggest one is the definition of the word clean.
Mm-hmm.
Where people are like, yeah, we cleaned our house. Come on over. And you walk in and go, oh, man, what did this look like before you cleaned
Yeah.
it? But it's just, we're all humans. Everything's different. But.
So I bought a building. This was probably 6 or 7 years ago. And it was once it was a locker. It was like a meat processing where you take your animals and whatnot and get them cut up. And the smell in this place, of course, from when I bought it, it sat for a while. And so, yeah, pictures don't share smell. But I started doing research online, and I found somebody said if you order 34% peroxide, right? Like the stuff that we put on cuts is like 2%, I think. So this is like a really heavy industrial peroxide that it'll kill that smell. And so I put it in this weed sprayer, and I'm going around and I'm spraying floors and everything. And the foam, it would be 2 or 3 inches thick, and it just sounded like bacon sizzling. It was so nasty. Oh my goodness. And then we took, those big 30-yard roll-offs. We took 48 roll-offs in 1 year out of this building.
Yep.
And it was
not
built.
Surprising.
It was unbelievable. Just the junk, the mess, they had cork and horsehair because it was a really old building. And if you're not familiar with cork and horsehair, it is cork and horsehair, and it is probably 2 or 3 feet thick. I'm sure you've run into it.
Gross.
It's nasty. Oh, is it nasty?
So, Bo, do you know Don Watson? If you ever have a smell that's rainbow carpet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For like some years. He has a new process that he bought, and I don't know if it's I'm not sure about the science of it, but it's more molecular based on getting rid of smells. But realtors that have used him, it's just absolutely amazing. About $900 for an 1,900 square foot home. But he'll go into the worst smells, and it actually really removes the smell and keeps it out. Way better than ozone or any of this other stuff. It's crazy. If you ever have a need for that, either of you, I'll connect you with him.
Does he find, like, if you have a weird smell in a spot somewhere, does he hunt those down? I have one of those. I have one of those mystery smells, and it's like then you spend the next. Literally, I walk into this place all the time, and for about a half an hour, you're just walking around. You're on your hands and knees. You're sniffing around the floor. It's like, this is horrible.
I'm at a stage in life where I think I never ever really did smell. So I had surgery in December, and when I woke up, like my smeller, it's like literally, I'm going to ask my doctor next week, can you give me something to tap this down? It is crazy how I smell everything now.
Oh my goodness. Well, maybe you should come down. I'll give you a couple of bucks. You can find this weird smell.
No. I just walk around going, ooh, that's nice or whatever. Yeah, bad. So what projects do you have going on now?
Well, the big project is took on a software project here for the purpose of helping students and job seekers find their path to careers. So
what?
Yeah. Well, we got to talk about that because I think we got a break coming up here pretty quick. I want to talk. I was looking for the segue to come in and chat about this because it is.
Whoop, there
cool.
It is.
It is crazy cool. So you're listening to 93.7 The Ticket and the LIBA Business Hour. We're going to be right back with Bo Jones from True Built Construction.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100 and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer, invites you to their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney on February 5th and 6th. This hands-on event offers expert training on John Deere and Hagie sprayers, covering topics such as machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and exact apply technology. New this year, classes on autonomy preparation, see and spray, and variable rate operation. Don't miss this opportunity, February 5th and 6th in Kearney. Learn more at landmarkimp.com/events.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier dealership, stocking top brands such as Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Indian Motorcycles, Sea-Doo, Manitou pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership and ring in the new year the right way on an Indian motorcycle. Save big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft to ring in the new year at their new 27th and I-80 location.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk about trading up. Not what you're thinking. You could never trade her in, but you can trade up her stone if you like. Signify the growth of your love, the challenges you have overcome, or any part of your love journey by trading up her diamond. Whether it's been 5 years, 25 years, or 50, say it with a bling. Big love, big bling. We got you. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 31st. See Home Club for details.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services, as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Back to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment sponsored by Ascend Aesthetics.
All right, and you're back on the LIBA Business Hour. We're talking with Bo Jones from True Built Construction. We're always on the break. We always say this. Some of the funniest conversations always happen because we're all in real estate and we're sharing nightmares. Maybe we'll do that a little bit toward the end of the show. We can share some nightmares. So one thing that you and I met, is probably 4 or 5 months ago, and we were just kind of chit-chatting and complaining about finding qualified employees, and especially in somebody going into the trades, couldn't find them. And then Bo pulls out his phone. He goes, "That's why I invented this." And it's careerpathway.com. So we're going to say this about 1,000 times before the show's over, so you guys can remember it. But let's talk careerpathway.com. This is so cool.
So out of frustration of the last 10 years not being able to hire anybody after doing all of the job fairs, being integrated in with Southeast Community College out at Milford, doing everything that we possibly can to get in front of these students. We've actually built houses with Northeast High School and the Lincoln Housing Authority and their students in an attempt to get these kids to come work for us with minimal to no results that we can actually measure. So very frustrating. And over the last decade, if we needed to hire somebody at True Built, we were taking somebody from another company.
Mm-hmm.
For a while there, we were just exchanging personnel. There was not this influx of the emerging workforce generation coming into construction. So very frustrating. Actually, it limits the ability of contractors to take on projects, to get work done. And then we saw it throughout all of our subcontractor teams. They were all overwhelmed, behind schedule, delivery drivers. We couldn't get truck drivers for a while. Just everything pointed towards how do we get more labor into the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So we dove into it. And what's happening is a lot of these programs over time have been pulled out of the school system. Think of shop classes and wood shop and auto tech and all of the trades. For a while there was very little interest from the school level in trades. It's making a comeback. I love it. Thank you to the education system for doing that. But we're feeling the effects of it right now. Two fronts. Number one is in 2008, when the construction industry slowed down, we lost a lot of people from the industry.
Sure.
A lot of the carpenters and plumbers and guys that just couldn't make a go of it at the time left the industry. Right now, we're trying to hire their kids.
Yeah.
So now we have a situation where mom and dad are saying, hey, we've seen this before in the construction industry. Things don't end well. Find something else. So we're facing this challenge on a bunch of different fronts. On the other side, I'm a parent of two high school kids. So my daughter graduated from high school last spring. After 12 years being in school, she graduated and had no clue what her next step was.
Yeah.
Nothing. Very frustrated. She's hesitant to make decisions. We coached her through what she needs to do, and I'm proud to say she landed out at Southeast Community College East Campus, and she's going after a business degree. So she's one that had very good direction and clarity from the parents, but it was not her decision.
Right.
We said start here, and we'll see where this goes. So two different fronts, two different challenges that I was personally facing. How do we get people at True Built Construction, and how do I get my kids pointed in the right direction? My son will follow me into the construction industry. So he's a junior in high school right now. He'll end up out at Southeast Community College in Milford, and then he'll come to work for us at True Built. So
sweet.
That'll be the easy one. But as we looked into it, it's not just the construction industry. It's manufacturing. Nursing is horribly short on workforce. Go on down the list. And we also identified that the school system is short on workforce.
Oh, yeah.
You see the articles.
Yeah.
Lincoln Public Schools has to hire 150 to 250 personnel every year just to staff the classrooms, and they're short on counselors and paras and teachers, and go on down the list. So somehow everybody in all industries is short on workforce, while at the same time we have a very high percentage of 18 to 35-year-olds unemployed or underemployed.
Mm-hmm.
In the construction industry, my sweet spot of workforce is 18 to 35-year-olds.
Sure.
Yeah.
How do we get them directed towards our industry? Well, so what's happening is a lot of our schools are set up for STEM.
What's STEM?
Science, technology, English, mathematics, science, technology.
Okay.
Yeah. So STEM. that doesn't necessarily correlate with careers.
Right.
How does mathematics relate to construction? So if I'm telling a student, hey, look at the room we're sitting in. We're building geometric boxes. How does geometry tie into construction?
Right.
We have to square up these walls. They have to be square and straight up and down. So we use math all the time in construction. But a student sitting in a classroom having a hard time trying to figure out how to relate math to something real,
Right.
there isn't really something there for them.
What's the practicality of
Right.
that? Yeah.
Well, and I've always said math and history are the two most important subjects that you'll ever study, but people don't understand that math has absolutely nothing to do with numbers and everything to do with problem solving, right? You're going to problem solve. Why do I need to solve for X? You don't. But X is a problem that someone's going to drop in your lap at 35, and you got to go, how the heck am I going to figure this out? That's X.
Yeah.
So
So the result is the education system is focused on getting these kids their core understanding and core knowledge, which is great. That's phenomenal. But what's happening is us as industry, our industries are changing so fast. It's hard for us to even keep up with changing times, especially when you get into robotics and IT and all of the computer stuff, that the education system doesn't stand a chance.
Right.
It's not fair for us as industry to say, hey, please sit every single one of your students down and give every single one of them a very unique exploration opportunity into thousands of careers.
Right.
They don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
So think of it as a situation where we as industry have a voice in the classroom to help out these educators without physically having to go into the classroom. How can I tell my story as Truebuilt Construction through photos and videos to help guide these students at least to an understanding of what the construction industry is? So we created careerpathway.com, and think of it as a social media type of platform, but for the purpose of helping students and job seekers explore, identify, and connect with education and career opportunities.
That's amazing. I was just gonna say, you have to reach them through their telephone. I mean, that's
Yes.
the number one thing, right? So that's a perfect way to connect. Exactly. And I love the fact that it's like taking them from all the book knowledge and sitting in a little classroom into real life. What am I going to do? Philosophically, if you look at China and TikTok in China, the top 5 things children want to be in China are engineer, doctor, professor. So look at the top 5 in America, and it's social media influencer. It's just such a different thing. So connecting through the phone's amazing. So it's an app also then, or no?
No, it's just a website. So
that's okay. So can I access it on my mobile phone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So perfect.
It functions just like an app. You don't know any different when you're on a website, but the education system said, hey, let's go website. They don't like their students downloading apps on devices. So this makes it real easy for them to access. Supported by State of Nebraska Department of Economic Development.
Wow.
Recent partnership with LPED, the Lincoln Partnership for Economic Development.
This is sweet.
Yeah.
I can't wait to check this out.
Yeah, it's really cool. I probably should have told you before the show, or at least a week ago when I booked this. But
Totally okay.
so now, when are you trying to reach students, teachers, parents? And it's probably all the above. But who is your number one reach with this platform?
So if you ask me, fast forward 5 years and tell me when we know that careerpathway.com is a success, it's when students start landing in the places that they've identified that helps them land in the college programs, they're graduating college, and they're ending up in careers that they identified while they're in high school. And it's something that they had a streamlined process into something meaningful. That's the win.
Yeah.
That's the big overarching goal of what we're doing. But along the way, it helps a bunch of people. So we have 5 different user types on the platform. Students are students between 13 and 17 years old.
Okay.
We have a professional profile that's anybody 18 and older. So people our age, they're seeking jobs and wanting to understand what these companies do. There's a professional profile. We have business employer profiles. So this is Truebuilt Construction, telling all about what Truebuilt Construction is and does, and trying to get people engaged in the construction industry and specifically our company. We have a college and a university profile. So colleges and universities get to come in and showcase their campus, showcase their activities, the classroom activities, the degrees that they offer, everything that university has to offer, so that the students understand what's available to them. And then the one that we didn't really see coming, but it's municipalities. So think of the city of Lincoln. The city of Lincoln is a huge employer.
Oh yeah.
Right.
In Lincoln, and they are always hiring. So they're hiring for Parks and Rec and the road team and building and safety.
LTU, you name it. Yeah.
Go down the list. So in addition to, they want to showcase Lincoln as the place to live. Check out our activities and Memorial Stadium and all the stuff. So it's neat because all we've created is a platform for all of this to happen in one centralized location.
Okay.
That is careerpathway.com, and for the purpose of helping to guide students and job seekers down their path.
So when let's say we find a student, they go to careerpathway.com. Do they start filling out, oh, I think I'm interested in this, or this is what I like to do? How do we start figuring out what they have an affinity for? Would that be the right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm trying. Travis knows words.
Yeah. We're on 4 and 5
That's
syllable
right.
words now.
That's
so it's
right.
great, Travis.
Go,
Good
Trav,
job.
go.
That's awesome. So step one is to create a profile, and those 5 profiles that are available, it takes anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes to create a profile. It's super simple. And then from there you can explore. So a lot of students are coming in after having gone through career assessment tools in the classroom or having taken the pre-ACT test that helps them identify, their strengths. So a lot of them have at least an understanding of a few things that they might be interested in. But as people say, as Governor Pillen has said, is it's equally as important to understand what you like as it is what you don't like.
Correct. Yeah. And the don't like is so easy, right?
Right.
I think back to the 80s and 90s in business. I would go to all these seminars and national conventions, and there were all the shakers and movers and leaders were talking about, you got to build up your weaknesses. You got to build up your weaknesses, and you'd spend all this time trying to build up your weaknesses. Okay, I still don't like math. I like geometry.
Right.
Not math per se. And I would, try to work on all my weaknesses. It's like I kind of got a wee bit better on some of my weaknesses. Going to the 2000s now, and it's more common to say, build on your strengths. Right?
Yeah, buddy.
So I think Rutgers University, who does a ton of psychological research worldwide, did a big study on this, and they took people. They started off with comprehension, right?
Mhm.
So they took people that were going, I can read a book, I can read an instruction book, a manual, something. I just don't comprehend a lot of it. And other people that were like, hey, I have 92% comprehension. So they put them into the same program. And at the end of 6 months of research, they realized that the people that were already good at comprehending what they read went from like a 92 to a 98. And the people that were maybe 30%, could remember 30% of what they learned, maybe went to 32 or stayed the same. And it started to go, look, we need to focus on people's strengths. So does this have anything in there for focusing on strengths, or you kind of decide yourself, I guess, as you go along, what you like?
That's exactly right. So we're not stepping in the way of anything that's already been created. We're not creating our own assessment tools. That's somebody else's lane. What we're doing is we're giving businesses and colleges the opportunity to showcase themselves as professionals in their industry and why come work with us or why come to our college programs. So that these students in a classroom, the win is this. Is if the student identifies while in high school a college program or a certificate or a degree, and they breeze through it because they're interested in it, they're engaged in it, and then they land in a job somewhere that fulfills their mission of being successful in that career. The loss of that is if a student spends 3 years in a college program, identifies their junior year that they don't like the program that they got into.
Happens all the time.
All the time. They stop, they drop out, they racked up a ton of student loan debt. The emotional toll that takes on those students, it sets them back.
And they have a big student loan
half
the time on top of that. I mean, I see that in real estate all the time.
All the time. Everything.
So that's what we're trying to avoid, is if we can get rid of some of that indecision or some of that uncertainty in the education and the career portion of it and just get them streamlined, they land in our industries at an earlier age and they're more motivated to go to work and do this.
Yeah, and they're going to stick it out.
One of the saddest things I heard my father say was after he retired, well, sadly, he retired and 3 weeks later, he had a brain aneurysm, but he recovered from it really well. But we were talking one time and I said, Dad, what made you go into electricity? What did you like about electricity? He goes, honestly, son, he goes, I hate electricity. I hated being an electrician. I didn't like it. Look, Dad, you were an electrician for 44 years. What? Well, I was in the military and that's what they told me I should do. So today, right. So, I mean, he was in the Korean War. So fast forward to today, and on average, people are changing jobs and sometimes careers 4, 5, 6 times in their life, in their work life.
Right.
Their 45 years of a work life. So I love the idea of this. And I haven't researched your webpage yet, but I'm going to hop on it. One thing I like about it is it sounds like it gives people the opportunity to kind of decide, here's a career pathway. So if you think of most pathways, you're going to be able to take a left or right or whatever somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
But at least it starts them in a direction. It's always weird to me that at 18, we're like, hey, Bo, what do you want to do? You're graduating this year. We're going to have a big party. What do you want to do? What are you going to do for the rest of your life? It's like, well, that's overwhelming.
With very little preparation.
Right.
It is.
A lot of kids
it.
get into college because they were just told, oh, you have to
You have to go to college.
Then they
Yeah.
have to pick a degree after a year or two.
Right.
And they don't really know. So
Well,
I love
and-
the thought. Are you getting like into DECA, JA, all these other clubs and stuff too? Because I think like for somebody teaching DECA, this would be amazing.
It's huge.
Junior Achievement, Lighthouse.
Yeah, there you go.
We're now sitting down, coming soon with the teammates organization. So yeah, we're starting to see
FFA.
some plugins with
So
some stuff
many.
like that. So my passion behind this, and I've got it pulled up here. You guys can look at it while we're talking. But again, going back to the student success. So this is all about getting students guided down the right path. The students create their own profile. On their profile, they have a portfolio, which is a quick reference back to the colleges and the businesses that they follow and that they like. So they can always go back and learn more about Truebelt Construction or the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, whatever that their interests are. My favorite part about the whole platform is the students have a resume. So we give them a resume template. They can enter in the dialog boxes of everything that they want. But we have these dynamic icons called career interests. So as they're engaging in the content within Career Pathway, we're tracking on the backside the industries and the careers that they're gravitating towards.
Sweet.
So without them even knowing. So they're just watching the photos and the videos that they like, and they're moving through it, and they can always reference back to their resume. And in the example on Emma's profile on the platform, she has spent the most time in professional, scientific, and technical services. She can click on that button on her profile, and she can see that she has spent the most time interested in content about software development. She can click on the word software development on her profile, and we introduce her to all of the colleges and the businesses that do software development.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
See, that's sweet.
Isn't that cool?
That is incredibly cool.
We have
Bo, you're a genius. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have thought that just meeting you today and looking at you, but holy cow, bud. This is
it's so cool.
Is this
It is
scaled
so cool.
nationwide you're going to, right? Or
We just hit our 26th state yesterday. So we have users on the
Good.
platform from 26 states.
Outstanding.
Good for you.
Well, we have a break coming up here. So let's, on the backside, we want to talk a little bit more about this because it's so cool. You are listening to 93.7 The Ticket and the LIBA Business Hour, and we will be right back.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to Oak Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hello, I am Ayanna Blake, and welcome to Mind Your Mind. My girlfriend recently added a sign to her beauty shop that reads, "Life is beautiful." I know many may not see life the same way. Some may view it as hard, depressing, grievous, lonely, or even cruel. But does it have to be? I can't help but hear the reggae classic by Friday and Colonel Mike, "Life is what you make it." As I looked at her newly decorated wall with the words, "Life is beautiful," she looked at me and said, "You have to find the beauty in it." Despite how life has treated us, we must dig deep to find the beauty in it. After all, we are alive and breathing. Why not change your view and see the beauty in it? I encourage you today to change your perspective. Step back and change the direction of your view. There is beauty in everything if you look close enough. I am Ayanna Blake, reminding you to mind your mind. For more inspiration, connect with me on social media or visit ayannablake.com. Until next time, take care of your mind and keep moving forward on your pathway to wellness.
Hey farmers! Boyd Farm Outfitters is hosting a product expo at their facility near Exeter on Tuesday, February 11th. They'll introduce the newest products from precision planting and demo the Quick Draw Spray Tender System. They'll give you an up-close look at the Green Eye Select spraying system, reveal the future of soybean traits, and much more. Stay up to date with the newest technologies in agriculture and learn how your farm can save time and money to become more efficient. Visit BoydFarmOutfitters.com for more information, and they'll see you on the 11th.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fierce Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fierce Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last. Husker fans, this season, Nebraska is celebrating 50 years of Husker women's basketball, and they need you to help celebrate. You've shown up for women's hoops from the start and continue to prove that Nebraska fans really are the best in the nation. On Sunday, January 26th, the Huskers face Big Ten opponent Ohio State, and they're calling on all Husker fans to help pack PVA so they can celebrate 50 years of Husker women's hoops together. Get your tickets now and be a part of this historic season. For event and ticket information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
Back to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment sponsored by U-Stop and Whitehead Oil.
All right, and we're back for the last segment of the LIBA Business Hour, and we're talking with Bo Jones, and we're actually talking about Career Pathway now, which is his new website to connect. Here's what I love about this. It seems like we have gotten so off track in our education system because, like we were saying, when we were kids, when we were in school, we had guidance counselors. We had people directing us to what to follow, which career pathway to go. And and now you look and I can't tell you how many people I know who have degrees and don't use them, or their kids are going to college for, I don't know, we're just going to go for a year and take some gen ed classes and see what shakes loose. Okay, that's $50,000 to $100,000 to go exploring, and you're kind of taking it to these kids. It starts at 13, right? So when they're 13, they can start pushing in a direction and start figuring out what it is they want to do with their life. It's so cool.
Yeah, our education system, we're extremely blessed. We live in Lincoln, Nebraska, the United States of America. We have one of the greatest education systems in the entire world. How can we as industry help make it better?
Yeah.
That's where we're at. We're not trying to push things to the side in curriculum. We're trying to give them a supplemental tool to come in and enhance the student experience as it relates to understanding careers and the education opportunities that are available.
Yeah.
Our educators are incredibly passionate about student success. There is no denying that. They go to work every day and they want their students to be successful. We're trying to give them another tool to help make that possible.
And it's so useful.
Yeah. Yeah, and it reaches kids right where they're at, which is on their phones or on their computer, period, or their iPads or whatever it is. That's the beauty of this, right? And that they can do it in their own time. It doesn't have to be at school. I'm going to meet at 8:20 this morning with my counselor, if they still had that guidance counselor. That was always a little odd too. This is great where in the background, they're searching out what are their interests, what are they looking at, and it just all kind of filters into a funnel where, hey, here's things that might interest you, and you can move on from that. And teachers, by the way, get sometimes in some circles, teachers get such a bad rap where it's like, it should just be math and reading and writing. And I'm like, are you in America today? Because there's so much more, but teachers really have to parent a lot too. I mean, when Ventures in Partnership started in the 80s and our business did that, basically it was the first attempt of matching businesses to schools. Like, how can businesses help in the school? And basically you'd go volunteer in the school. And the school we had is a school I went to kindergarten to here in Lincoln, and it's in a very poor part of town. And we would go in the morning first thing. They ended up saying, hey, can you come back in the afternoons because you guys are reading and helping kids individually. And usually the first period in the morning we're, helping them find socks or taking the kids to the bathroom to clean them up because they came to school dirty. There's a lot of parenting. So what I love about this app is that it's just another tool that the teachers don't have to invent, don't have to create, and the kids will gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
And I bet you're finding that. I mean, I'm guessing it's 3 years. It's been out about 3 years.
Well, we started developing it 3 years ago. So I would say that our full complete rollout was about a month and a half ago with everything built.
Wow.
And in place. So we've been doing, we rolled out the MVP, the minimum viable product, about a year and a half ago, just to test it out and get some businesses on and make sure that everything is functioning, and working with LPS at the time to make sure it's something that would be approved in the classroom. So over the last 18 months, we've been doing all of these things, and I'm proud to say that starting this semester at LPS, we're going to start rolling into some classroom activities.
Outstanding.
Nice. See, that's great.
This is such a win. This will sound crazy saying this is such a win for the country.
Everybody.
I mean, if we can get this thing going and get kids on it and businesses on it and teachers on it and start guiding people in a direction where you don't come out the backside of college with an origami degree and $100,000 in debt, and actually guide them into a way that they're going to be productive and happy.
Well, and a lot of times students don't listen to their parents. They don't listen to their educators.
Wait.
No way.
I know. Newsflash, right?
They will after they pay their third electric bill.
That's right.
That's what I always say.
But it lands differently when they're hearing somebody in the industry that they've shown interest in, guiding them through the next step. So me as Truebuilt Construction, if a student is watching my content on Career Pathway and I'm telling them, hey, in order to get into the construction industry, start at SCC Milford or go out to Metro Community College or start at the university and get a degree in construction or construction management. That hits different. They understand that differently.
Sure.
Because they're seeing us standing in beautiful buildings and houses, and that's how we accomplish those tasks. You need that knowledge. That knowledge makes you more valuable when you come onto our team, and this is how you get there.
Well, like you said, just satisfaction in life, right? What it's different at 18, what you think that is than it is now. But one comment you talked about off air that I love when we were on break is you said, and it may have been on air, I don't know, but you said, it's so cool to be driving through Lincoln and look and go, I helped build that building.
Yeah.
We built that building, or we built that house. There's just something tangible about that you feel like visually, here's success of something I did.
Yep.
Love that.
Very cool. Well, Bo, thanks for coming and talking to us today. The website, careerpathway.com. Get your kids on it. Get your grandkids on it. Just go check it out. It's really cool. So thanks for listening today. You're listening to LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket, and we will see you next week.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.20